All right, so I showed you guys all the paw prints that I found here. Now we're gonna make a mold of one of them. And that's just gonna be another way that we can help identify them. It's also a keepsake that you guys can remember. You know, you went out looking for some tracks and it'll help you remember what tracks look like what. And you can do this at home very easily. We have bags that we gave you in your little activity bags, and this is just plaster of Paris. So this is basically a clay that will, when you mix it with water, after it dries, it hardens kind of like a clay pot, and it's really easy to work with. So I gave you guys some of the clay. You should have a spoon and a cup as well. And of course, if you're out here at Johnson Flats or Coker Park, you have access to water here with Fishing Creek and Stony Brook flowing through. So the first thing that you guys do is you're gonna wanna put some of the plaster into your cup. So I'm actually just gonna put about maybe like 2 or 3 scoops. That's 1, 2, and you know what? Let's just go with 3. And you'll notice you'll have some extra plaster available. So if you want to kind of divvy it up, you might be able to make 2, or if you're lucky, you can get 3 prints in here. So you can really play around with this. So next what you're going to do, and this is kind of the tricky part, you're going to put some water in here and be very careful. So the clay really absorbs a lot of water, and you might be surprised how much. So go a couple of water spoonfuls at a time to fill inside of the cup. And you'll want to mix that around until you get kind of a little bit more than a liquid paste. So this is very pasty right now. You can see that it's not really dripping or anything. So I'm going to put a little bit more water in there because I want it to just start looking like a liquid. And you just stir that around really good until all of that clay dissolves. And that extra plaster that was in there, if you do need to put more clay, if it's too watery, you can do so as well. So I'm just going to mix it, and you can see it's a pretty good consistency there, and you'll get this nice kind of grayish color. So it's really simple. All you do next is find a paw print that you want to take a mold of. And I showed you guys earlier these paw prints down here. So I'm going to do one of these dog paw prints because I think that's really cool. So you just take your spoon and you pour the plaster, being very careful to make sure that you get it in the paw print, and you'll see it starts kind of flowing in all of the different holes. And what's really important is you're going to want to make sure that you don't have any spots left over that doesn't have any plaster in it. You don't want any holes that are still just dirt and no plaster. Maybe I'll just top that off just a little bit just to make sure that that gets in all the nice cracks and crevices. And if you have a really nice deep print, you may even be able to just pour this right in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let this paw print sit here for about an hour or 2, and that should be completely hardened when we come back. So stay tuned and we'll see how that ends up.